Mexico Open weekend best bets, leaderboard update. Who's gonna win? We're back. I mean, we've been off for a few weeks now with the weird events, little lapses in the schedule, but it's time to win some bets. We got one more week, and we got like an elevated event, Quail Hollow. We got to get through this week. I wouldn't even call it a fun weekend. I don't even know how much I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna probably take this weekend off from watching golf for a million hours. Hang with the girlfriend, hang with the girlfriend's parents. It's gonna have a good weekend, but we can still win bets while we're doing that. So let's talk about the Mexico Open. Big Tone finds himself at the top of another small dick event. Yeah, shots fired at Big Tone. If you want me to, shots fired at Big Tone. Like, we've had this conversation. Me and my friends had this conversation today. Like, and I saw on Twitter. Like, we all love Big Tone, like good guy Tone. Everyone roots for him. We want to see him win, but and he has all the talent in the world. But do it in a cool event. Do it at Quail next week. Is he even in the field? I don't even know. Do it at the PGA Championship. Do it where we bet you at 35-1. Don't do it at the Mexico Open. Don't do it at the 3M Open. Don't do it at the Rocket Mortgage. Like, Tone, you gotta step up in a big dick event. Like, the 2019 Masters can get you so far. You're finally a good player, got the monkey off your back, and people are betting you in 35-1 at Oak Hill at just. It's frustrating because like Big Tone, we see him playing golf this weekend. Like, you're like, damn, this motherfucker can golf his ball. Hell yeah, he can. He's one of the best players in the world for a reason. But it's just frustrating because he does it so often in these small dick events, and he's doing it again. So I'm gonna pull up the leaderboard. We're gonna run through it a little bit. Let me zoom in. Talk about some guys, and then give out some bets on who I think's gonna win. Some placements where I think are gonna. So Eric Van Rooyen finds himself in T2 after Brandon Wu just had a great round of 64 in this weather was very, very solid. That was definitely by far the best round in the PM. But Eric Van Rooyen is a guy who has been modeling out for me really, really well. LOL, shout out the model. And if you look at his profile, he's really good with his long irons. He kind of hasn't been, the results haven't been there of late. But the numbers have been pointing to a result like this. It's still early. There's still 36 holes to play, but T26 at Zurich, then miscut, T56. His last T10 was at Valspar where he gained 7 on approach. And like, this has been brewing because if you look at his numbers, like I said, they make sense for these long iron bucket ranges. And I guess this course kind of makes sense for him, but I bet him at 100-1, I think twice in the last month and a half, 2 months, and it's been ugly. So I didn't really take a look at Van Rooyen because what did he win? The Barracuda, and like, that's it. Over the last 2 years, he's just not a guy who's like, he won, I think it was the Barracuda 2 years ago, but whatever. He finds himself T2 going up like 1 stroke back from Tony Finau. He's a South African, tends to play well in the wind, and I think it's going to be windy tomorrow afternoon and in the weekend afternoon. So maybe that will put him to the top. I mean, we saw him contend at like the windiest event ever at Kiwa. So I don't know. We'll see Van Rooyen. Brandon Wu continues to play good golf. What did the PGA Tour just tweeted something crazy about Brandon Wu and about the Mexico Open? Let me pull it up. PGA Tour comms tweeted Brandon Wu is 25 under in his last 4 rounds at the Mexico Open. That's playing golf. So everyone knows Brandon Wu is half Mexican. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I would say that about Austin Smotherman though, because Austin Smotherman won this event on the PGA Tour Latino America, I believe, or PGA Tour Latino America, I think, 2018. You play Austin Smotherman in Mexico. Everyone knows it. You play Austin Smotherman in Mexico. Like, look at him. Let's look at what Austin Smotherman, how he's been doing it. He had a really good round 1 of 8 under. He shot 1 under today. I mean, that's a stat profile. He's gaining about a stroke off the tee. He's 3rd in approach, getting 6 strokes on approach. And he's gaining a little bit on the putting greens. That will get you to the top of the leaderboard in almost every event. The conditions were tough again today, like with the wind. If he keeps hitting the ball like that, he'll find himself up there. So that's going to be the first bet I want to make. I want to bet Austin Smotherman top 5 at 4.5 to 1, plus 450. Austin Smotherman top 5. He's got a win in Mexico. He's a guy that always crushes on approach. If he can gain a little bit on these putting surfaces, he should find himself. I think he putted really good in round 1. Let's look at these putting splits for Smotherman. Stats round 1. All right, he would gain almost 2 strokes putting. In round 2, he lost about a stroke putting. If he can stay about this, if he can stay about a 0 in putting and keep hitting the ball this good, he should find himself staying at the top of the leaderboard. So Austin Smotherman, top 5 plus 450. I think I like that. I like that pick. Okay. Places where you play Cam Champ, Augusta National and Viarta. Cam Champ, he plays at his courses. 68, 66 to start the tournament, with a double bogey too. I guess so. If he didn't do that, I think he drove it in the water. Yeah, he drove it in the water, just trying to cut it off so hard, and he made a 6. He doesn't do that. He's 10 under, but he's still playing really well. Losing strokes around the green. Cam Champ is gaining 2.5 strokes on the green. That's very impressive. I don't want to really buy any Cam Champ just because I don't like his build as a golfer. Don't want to see him putt in the weekends. Just don't want to see him in contention. But this is a golf course that Cam Champ should play well at, but he's just been so bad of late. Let me just really look at Cam Champ and see what he has been doing of late. His last, we'll call it top 20, was 20th at the Rocket Mortgage Classic, another event that makes so much sense for him. And then besides that, it was 16th at 3M Open. And then it was a T6 at Mexico. But he's missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cuts in a row. Actually, we'll call it, yes, he's missed 6 cuts in a row, and now he finds himself in the mix on the weekend in Mexico like he did last year. Will it hold? I don't know. I'm not going to buy anything on Cam Champ. Someone I will buy is Ben Martin, and I'll buy him top 10 at plus 140. Why will I buy Ben Martin top 10 plus 140? He has been brewing. He's been playing really good golf. 41st at RBC Heritage, 10th at Valero, 8th at Corrales, 5th at the Honda, 13th at Pebble. Just playing really good golf, and now he finds himself in a poor field, and he's right there again. And he's gaining in all 4 major categories, I believe. Let's pull it up to confirm the stats. Yes, he's gaining strokes across the board. And he's not really popping in any specific category. I don't think he's going to win this golf tournament, but his class and the way he plays on these resort tracks should lend himself to a top 10, especially in this strength of field. So that's Ben Martin, top 10, plus 140. Anyone else you want to touch on before I talk about who's winning? Akshay. Okay. What is he doing? I feel like he's crushing on approach today. Yeah, he is. Akshay, let's go. Talk about my betting card. Taylor Pendrith and Steven Yeager are my only really live bullets left. Taylor Pendrith didn't have a good round today. Round 2, yeah, he lost 3 strokes off the tee. That's not what you want to get if you're betting Taylor Pendrith. He's the guy you want to crush off the tee. But he hit the ball well. He's hitting the ball really good, and he's putting the ball okay. Finds himself 7 under. He's not out of the golf tournament, but he needs the leaders meaning Tony Finau, to give some back, which is going to be a little bit tough. And Steven Yeager, I believe he's first on approach. And he's almost last in putting. That's a prototypical guy that I bet, and I have him this tournament 55 to 1. If he keeps hitting the ball that good, he might be able to find himself there. But I said during yesterday's round when he shot 6 under, I was like, I saw it right away. He gave himself 10 feet on damn near every hole yesterday, and the putter just looked shaky. He kind of 2-putt all the par 5s and made a few like tap ins. I was like, this putter just not going to hold up on the weekend, and that already showed today. But if the approach is there, he can lend himself to maybe a high finish. I would love a top 5 because I got a top 5 for him on at 13 to 1, something like that. So, who's winning? look, I got to give it to Tony Finau. I know it's not flashy, not a crazy pick, but I don't really endorse Tony Finau plus 100 to win this golf tournament. But if I have to pick someone to win, it's Tony Finau. What do you want to do at Vedanta? You want to crush off the tee. You want to crush putting. Tony Finau is 5th off the tee. He's 9th in putting. And he's a guy who makes sense on this golf course. He's a guy who finished 2nd last year at this golf course. He's a guy who fucks in big dick events. I mean, small dick events. Look, Tony Finau plus 100. I think he's going to win this golf tournament. He's sobled, so that might be something to give us hope as who didn't bet the top of the leaderboard. And look, if I see people victory lapping Tony Finau tickets 10-1 after they bet 2 other guys sub 20-1, fuck off. Like, fuck off. Fuck off. But look, I think Tony Finau's going to win this event. I'm not going to lay my money on it plus 100, but he's my pick to win. He's got the 36-hole lead. He's got a stroke lead, and he's doing it the right way off the tee and putting. And that's the Tony Finau build. I guess off the tee and approach is the Tony Finau build, but when he heats up with the putter, look out. And off the tee is awesome. Putter's awesome. Tony Finau's my pick to win this golf tournament. So that wraps it up. A little over 10 minutes. We got 36 more holes, then we can get into some Quail Hollow talk. You guys know where to find me. DM me with any questions. I will catch you guys Monday. Let's rock. Peace out.